Hey, Cush has a question for you about your home.
Yeah, speaking of the Cardinals, the defense has gotten better the last couple weeks, and they make a move, get a trade from Denver, and they're getting their first rounder back. Do you see them, obviously they're in first place right now, but do you see them actually having a chance to win this division and going on a little run?
You know, the way that they're playing right now and the way that they're doing it is great, and they're continuing to get better at it because their running game and the offense was really well. I mean, Kyler, he was more taking whatever was given to him, and just the running game was doing so much work. And it's a lot of fun to watch the way that they won this game because they were running some gap schemes, they were running some zone schemes, they were running some pin and pulls, they were doing all sorts of different stuff. And then obviously that big draw at the end of the first half. So it's a lot of fun to watch them, man. I really enjoyed it. The stadium, I will say, was a massive, massive amount of Bears fans, so it was a much more disappointed atmosphere in the crowd than you would think with such a big Cardinals win. But the defense playing well. I didn't think the pass rush was really there early on in the game, but as the game went on, they continued to get stronger and stronger. And also Caleb does scramble a little bit into some of those, but it's they played really well. They're in first place in their division, and they are all bought in. That was my first time back around the team, and it felt really good to be back around it. But they are all bought in. They all love the vibes. They all love the feeling of the team right now. And there's no reason to believe that they can't continue this, especially if they're doing it the way they're doing it right now with a solid, strong ground game.
I agree. I love watching them play. I've been a fan of Kyler's and the Cardinals over the past few years. I think since AQ probably went out there, I started learning of everything. And then I go out to Phoenix, and I love the place. And I'm like, this city is awesome. This team is awesome. The stadium is awesome. The grass takes a walk outside. First one to ever do that. Then it walks back inside. A lot of great memories out there. But the team has always been one that doesn't win. You know, like inevitably not going to win. Something's going to happen. Then a report card's going to come out. The facilities are corrupt. Then there's going to be some move made in the offseason. It's like the Cardinals are always going to Cardinal. And I think because the Cardinals aren't that way, it's making other fan bases like think the absolute worst. Like Bears fans, we lost to the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. Like that's how they view it. This Cardinals team doesn't feel like the Cardinals team of the past. Saints lose to the Panthers. They fired a coach.
Same thing.
That's a different animal. But I do think
the Bears were hurt in this game a lot. There was a leverage call on a field goal, so they had made a decent stop in the red zone, and then they got hit with a leverage call on a field goal where he put one hand on him, only one hand. He put the other hand up, and he didn't even really push off that much. And it's one of those calls that, in my opinion, personally, is a weak call. Like, sure, you could say by the letter of the law, but when I look at the leverage, I look at two full hands with like a full thrust over the top. And this guy had barely just put his hand on a guy's back, and it was a one hand up. And then the Cardinals ended up scoring on that drive, and I think that one was a backbreaker because they had a stop. They were off the field, got 3 points only, and then they had to come back out, try and play defense, give up the touchdown. And to me, that was the backbreaker for the Bears that game.
And credit to Gannon. Like, Gannon's turned that thing around. We talked about it earlier in the week. Like, he is awesome. His press conferences are incredible. He's almost defense Sirianni.
Yeah, he is defense Sirianni. We're going to ask you about Sirianni over in Philly because 3 straight days now, one of the main talking points on all the morning sports shows is this guy sucks. Why is he there? They're 6-2 over there in Philadelphia.
Yeah, they are.
But to Connor's point, Gannon out of the Sirianni tree. Obviously, he's with that Philadelphia Eagles team that was so good. He's got Arizona playing great. Steichen here in Indianapolis, obviously we have incredibly high hopes for, but that's all the Sirianni tree there, kind of doing it. Jonathan Gannon, I think we knew that their team was going to buy into him last year. Remember, they were going through quarterbacks. Kyler was hurt, but they were still playing ball.
Yeah.
And then you got Budda Baker on that team. I think you're going to be in a lot of convos. I don't know if you heard what Aaron said, but he was like, number 3. What the hell we're talking about?
No, it's crazy. Budda's crazy, man. He's awesome. He can literally come up on the line, stuff the run, or set an edge if you want. He can play in the deep half if you want him to. He can cover up a guy man-to-man. He can come blitzing down through the A-gap and just slice a guy. Like, it's a lot of fun to play on defense with Budda Baker because he is what you want to play with. Like, as a defensive lineman, when I'm holding my block and then I see him come flying in for a TFL, that's awesome. He is not afraid to be violent and tough. So what'd I say, AJ? What'd I say?
Jage.
Jage.
What I do?
Can you see the countdown clock at the bottom? You might not be able to see it, actually. You probably can't see it. Sometimes I can't.
Did you even see it? I mean, it was
Chage.
You were in the moment. Though.
It was a great take, and you love Budda, and we appreciate the fact that you love Budda.
It was a great play.
Last week you nailed it.
I didn't even see it. I didn't even.
You had a
consider
potential.
it.
I mean, you had a potential home run throw there.
Thought you were gonna.
Yeah, because all the Budda take.
And I
you were
look forward to
taking this
that.
thing.
I do look forward to that
was right there.
because I haven't had it. Like I haven't had the opportunity. Like, the ball has not been in my hands for that moment for the last couple of weeks, and it was in my hands for this, and I passed it out of bounds.
No.
You let the clock.
dribbled it out of bounds.
Dribbled the clock
You
out.
dribbled it right out of bounds.
Yeah, I did.
Didn't get a shot up.